Hello, this is Joe Pryor, the virtual real estate team in Oklahoma, where we do residential real estate investments in the Oklahoma City and Tulsa market. I kind of want to do a little bit more of my origin story. Mainly because if you're going to deal with me, I want you to know a little bit more about me. Now, you can look at me and know that I'm not a young man anymore. I've been in real estate for almost 36 years. I owned retail electronics stores before that for 16 years. So you get the picture, right? I'm a native Oklahoman. I was born in a small town. I grew up in the Oklahoma City area. It's been my home for a long, long time, although I have homes elsewhere. I've been very successful, but also I've been very poor. This is the way entrepreneurs are. If you look at somebody, and I'm not trying to compare myself to Sam Walton, but he lost his shirt at one time. And that's the story of, all of us in that particular respect. I was in the retail electronic business. 1982 hit in Oklahoma. It was a terrible year because the oil and gas business just cratered. It went from $60 a barrel on the spot market down to $9. It cratered. It put almost a depression in Oklahoma. At the same time, agriculture busted at the same time. We were very big in wheat. That busted. It caused terrible times in Oklahoma City. From 82 to 89, I worked the hardest that I've ever worked in my life for treading water. All right. I did some of the greatest work that I've ever done to try to survive. That's what you do with middle class morality. I wanted to pay everybody back. That was very important to me. People put trust in me. And, I buy, electronics from them on time and I don't pay them back. That's a bad thing. What I did is I made agreements with everybody. I said, look, I will take myself down to the last penny in order to pay you back. Now, understand my friends in other aspects of business in Oklahoma were squirreling away cash. There were so many bankruptcies. I could have done the same thing. And you could have cheated all you wanted to. And nobody would have known because of just the sheer volume of bankruptcies. It was crazy. And so I couldn't do that. That just wasn't the way my parents brought me up. They brought me up with true middle class morality and a religious background. And so you don't screw up people that treat you well. So I worked for 7 years in order to pay these people back. And that's exactly what I did. But in the process, I lost everything. I lost my marriage, I lost my house, I lost my car and my business. It was a total wash, believe me. And it's a terrible place to be. But something, you can have a choice at that point. You can either totally give up or you can say, look, what can I do to pick myself back up again? And a friend of mine who I played tennis with said, I've got these friends in Edmond, Oklahoma, and they are making a ton selling HUD and VA repos, and they have high school educations. You're a good salesperson. You could do this too. And I thought, well, okay, I got no money. I got to do something. And I did. And in the first year of doing business, I sold 43 HUD homes. I had a fabulous year. And all of a sudden, I felt like I had a place. But in the meantime, I was dealing with investors because when you have foreclosures, you're going to deal with a lot of cash investors. And that really piqued my interest. And so what I did is I decided I would learn everything about investment real estate. Now, I'm going to stop the video at this point because this is a two-parter. This is part one. This is going to take you up to about 1989. Then I want to start getting into a little bit later and kind of taking us up to the present time so you know who I am and what I stand for and where I came from. But I came from morality. I came from a thing that you honor people that trust you. And that's important to me. Stay tuned for part two.